Jet, you look like you are kind of David G. Do you know what I mean? You're about to drop a tune in a club or something like that.
David Guetta.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce it. I'm that old. So yeah, David G.
When I was in Dubai, he used to frequent Atlantis, the Palm, and he would DJ there every like Friday night. And
Really?
Mm.
some of our guests, Indian guests, could not say his last name, and they would always say David Gupta.
Gupta.
It's Guetta.
There's just so much to a rap there, but when you consider that Dubai is a dry country, right? So
Uh, well, no,
anyway.
it's an open city. There's McGarrigans there.
Huh? So you can drink in Dubai?
If you have a license.
Yeah. So
Oh.
you have to be able to find the right places where you can drink, right? It's not like
No, if
we
you
could
have a
walk.
license, if you have an
License.
alcohol license. So
Oh.
for you to have an alcohol license, you have to be earning like 3,000 dirhams a month.
Oh.
Anything below that, you cannot have a license. So you cannot be a cheapskate.
So so that's where Anya and I went for our honeymoon in
Yeah, I
Dubai.
know.
Yeah. But then we were like, Quicks, honestly, we've gone off on a tangent here. How mad is this? Anyway, Quicks, I'll come to you in 2 seconds. Just let me finish the story.
That's
Um,
okay. I enjoy the story.
so we knew it was a dry country, right, where you could only drink in certain places. And we got there the first day, and we said, right, come on, we'll go to the mall. So we went to the mall. Beautiful, what a place! Honestly, for anybody out there, if you've not been to Dubai, go. It's an amazing place. Um, So we sat down having some food, and I forget where I am, right? I completely forget where I am. We're ordering the food, and I said, "Oh yeah, can I get an alcoholic drink?" And he looked at me the way it looked at me, like I was about to say something really bad. So yeah, and Andy went, "Paul, you can't drink." Oh yeah, you have to drink in certain places. Anyway, Jet, thank you very much for joining. Cricks, you've had a busy week. How are you?
Yeah. Good. This is the first time I have my time off about things, architecture, engineering, economics, and this is my comfort zone.
Welcome to your
Yeah.
comfort zone. We'll keep
Yeah.
it brief because I think you've gone through a lot
That's
over the
okay.
past week or so, right? And Jet, well, it looks like we're having Jet with some technical challenges. He's dropped off. He's dropped off, Crick. So it looks like it's you and me. Anyway, our resident Geekish Khan member who sometimes joins us, Bonner. Bonner, hi. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate your support and love, my friend. Right, Cricks.
Yeah.
Let's give as we're waiting for Jet, let's crack on. So we're going to talk today about um, movie soundtracks, right? But
Yes.
this is good movie soundtracks, not necessarily the film doesn't have to be outstanding. This is more about a movie soundtrack that spoke to you, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, where are you going, correct?
Yeah, as a question earlier I had with one of my friends. So some movies are made to be great by the soundtracks, or some movies are just being carried on by the soundtrack. So we have to be more aware of what's gonna or what makes a good movie or a good soundtrack good. So the reason why we are talking about this is because I do listen to music, and I have my Spotify recommendations from time to time, and I came across this song, and this is not from a any movie. It's from a Broadway show. It's Defying
Okay.
Gravity. I was like, oh wow, I like this. So I
So
googled
wait,
it.
you've not heard Defying Gravity before Spotify made it a recommendation, no?
No, sadly no, because I know that it was featured on Glee. But when I listened to it, like the original version with Christine Chenoweth and that's what's the name of the girl, the one who voiced Elsa, it was
Yeah, don't ask
okay.
me. I don't know. I don't know the names of the artists, but I know I've heard the song.
Yeah,
I saw it live once when I was
it's
in the
Wicked,
UK.
right?
Yeah, it's wicked. It's
Wicked.
wicked. It's called Wicked, and it's also wicked. No. Well
Yes, it
done.
is. I see what you did there. So there, and also during the quarantine, been watching a lot of 80s film, and I came across Prince, Purple Rain. Yeah, I have the shirt.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. The reason why I liked it because first of all, fun fact, the one of the Brat Pack kids, her name or the basket case. So Ali Sheedy is a big fan of Prince. So if you're gonna watch her movies, you can see her watching or wearing a Prince shirt, and she also steal or on the cut version of The Breakfast Club, she was caught stealing one of the teachers' vinyl, which is Purple Rain. So I did watch
Hence your
it. I love.
t-shirt. Hence your t-shirt,
Yes,
right?
hands on the
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's not the good quality, but yeah, this is from Shopee for 100 pesos, so that's good. But yeah, Prince Purple Rain, one of the best. Though some
Yeah,
might
that's a
think
great shout.
it
That
is.
Purple Rain, that Purple Rain is a great shout. I remember,
Mhm.
I remember, I remember watching that. It came out. So I'm old, right?
Is it
So Purple Rain,
84?
yeah, 84, something like that. If Purple Rain came out on VHS, like a video cassette, right? And I remember watching it at my dad's house and kind of, oh, I know I shouldn't be watching this, but yeah, brilliant, brilliant. What a brilliant! I'd completely forgotten about that. Brilliant soundtrack. Sorry, Crix.
Yes, that's okay. And if you're gonna listen to the song, one of my friends recommended that Prince didn't intend this movie to be his movie because we already watched some pop star make some movies. Like let's say the Beatles, they already released a movie, and then we have let's say Michael Jackson. He also attempted to release a movie, but Prince really defined the 80s era with his ruffled shirts, ruffled everything, his femininity through this movie. So one of the best, Purple Rain, and they he intended it to be an introduction to one of his backup singers, which is Apollonia 6. So it was the one he wanted that one to, or he wanted exposure to those women. So that's how good he was. And aside from Purple Rain, of course, you have the John Hughes era, which you will hear still now.
Yeah,
Yep, Pretty in Pink will have the psychedelic first. If You Leave, that's one of the best songs that I've heard. If You Leave, and then Pretty in Pink, of course, the the title track. It's quite different from the story and also the story of the song and the Breakfast Clubs, Don't You Forget About Me. So one of the best soundtracks of the 80s. And of course, Dirty Dancing, my God. One of
oh
my
yeah,
guilty
Dirty
pleasure, yeah.
Dancing.
Yeah, you
Nobody
have
puts baby in a corner.
yes, nobody puts baby in the corner and you have Patrick Swayze and the reason why Patrick Swayze chose Jennifer Grey to be part of or to be part of Baby because she hated him actually. They have this movie Red Dawn or Red Sun, another 80s movie
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
which
Red Dawn.
yeah,
Red Dawn
Red
it
On
was. Yeah.
yeah, he just wanted to tease Jennifer Grey and of course he had that one or she got the best of the role and after that botch nose job. She's not famous anymore, but yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner in Dirty Dancing.
I forgot
And
about Dirty Dancing. Wow.
yeah. Yeah, and of course you have the 90s. 90s didn't have or will never miss out. We have Cruel Intentions.
Mm.
What's the song there?
Oh,
Symphony.
what is it?
Tut,
What's the
tut,
song?
tut. Bittersweet Symphony. The verb. Is it?
Really? That's from. Is it? Is that from that song? Is that from that movie?
Yeah, Bittersweet Symphony, the verb, yeah. It's
I
on the
didn't know
final
this. You
scene
know.
of the movie. Final scenes for Cruel Intentions. And
Did
then
not know
and they have a dispute with who's with the dispute with it's the Rolling Stones. Yeah. And another 80s movie, I haven't get a hold of it, but one of them is Empire Records.
Yeah, Empire Records. Yeah, yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cricks, I'm surprised you didn't mention the Peter Gabriel song with John Cusack, In Your Eyes,
Oh, high
because
fidelity.
that's High Fidelity. Yeah, because that's on my list. High Fidelity's on my list.
That's yours. That's yours. But
Yeah, it's on
yeah,
my list.
it's
That
one of
High
the
Fidelity's
best.
on
It's the
mine.
best.
Brilliant, though.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Love
yeah.
that film.
That's good. And they have a remake with Zoe Kravitz for High Fidelity. I don't know if it's canceled, but yeah, it's iconic. I mean, the boombox. Yeah,
So
and
when
yeah.
they filmed the scene, that
Hmm.
song wasn't playing, right? I forget which song it was. I don't actually know if there was a song, but
Yeah, forgot.
I forget. Anyway, carry on. Sorry, carry on.
Yes, and for the 90s, one of my it's gonna be a guilty pleasure, which is Josie and the Pussycats. I love the soundtrack, and of course, it was lip synced by Rachel Lake Cook and Rosario Dawson, but it was good. Love it. I'm a prom queen. Oh, it's catchy. It's kind of like the surge of pop bands versus the likes of Blink 182 and Charlie's
Okay.
Angels. I love the soundtrack because you are mixing 70s with the 2000s. So they have Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel by going turning Japanese by the Vapors. And
Yeah.
of course, you have the Blink 182 song on the closing credits, which is wow, it's a clash of 70s and the modern time. So I love the soundtrack. And for the 2000s, 2010s, Jennifer's Body. So that's a
Yeah.
bad film. I
That's
know
a
it's a bad.
shocking film. That's a shocking film.
It's a bad movie because the story isn't that good. But if you're gonna listen to the soundtrack, we have the likes or the era where I really grew up on, which is the emo music. They have Panic at the Disco, Haley Williams from Paramore, and then they have Cute is what we aim for. One of the best underrated emo bands that I've listened to. So those were my list. Of course, I'm not gonna include Grease because I memorized everything there, and I'm not gonna include some from musicals because that's a different genre. So soundtracks, yeah.
Perfect. I was torn about whether or not to include musicals, and I'm glad you didn't, because I think that in itself is another podcast or another live stream talking about musicals, right?
Yeah,
And I'm not even sure if that fits in the Geekish Khan umbrella. That might be a separate one just for you and me, Cricks.
yeah.
But anyway, Bonner's been very active in the chats. Bonner has 2 movie soundtracks, FM
Oh
and
yeah, Saturday
Saturday,
Night
of course.
Fever.
Saturday
Don't know
Night
that?
Fever.
You
You
don't
know,
know that?
I know Saturday Night Fever. Of course, I know Saturday Night Fever. I'm an '80s kid. I was born in the '70s. I know
It's
Saturday Night
like
Fever. My mum
like
took me to
staying
watch it.
alive.
Yes, I know. Bee Gees, right? The Bee
Bee
Gees,
Gees,
who
yeah.
who were from Australia, then moved to the
Oh,
UK. And then I think Bonner's provided the answer that we had about the
yeah,
who sang Wicked, right?
yeah.
And then
Idina Menzel.
she went and starred in Glee as well, didn't she? I think
Yeah,
as
she
Rachel,
is
Rachel's
Rachel's
mum.
mom,
Rachel's mum.
biological mom. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And of course, DM. Unfortunately, Jet's having some challenges just in general, but specifically for today, some technical challenges. The Bodyguard movie has the best soundtrack that I've appreciated.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Dionne Warwick. Yeah,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's and also Whitney Houston, right?
yeah.
Whitney Houston. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, DM. Right, Cricks, again, you've stumped me, right? Because you've gone to the nth degree in terms of your research and you've broken it down by decades. Kudos to you, Cricks. Because I've not done that, right? I've gone, which movies have I watched that I've really appreciated the soundtrack? And the one that we've touched on before was obviously Batman.
Yeah,
For me,
Batman.
that with Prince, right? That just broke the mold when Prince did that soundtrack because it was start to finish, right? It was a brilliant,
Hmm.
brilliant piece of work, but more importantly, it told the story of the film, and I loved it. You've already called out one of mine, High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
Brilliant film, absolutely brilliant film. Um, this one, I think you'd have seen the film about a boy. Have you seen the film
About a
about a
boy.
boy?
Is it for Hugh Grant and Nicholas Hoult? Oh yeah,
So
seen it.
Nicholas Hoult plays the boy, Hugh Grant plays the adult in it, right? And it's
Yes, yes, yes.
based on a novel by
Nick
Nick
Hornsby.
Nick Hornsby. And I thought that was, oh my God, what was the artist's name? Who sang About a Boy? Hang on, he's a Mancunian artist. About.
Speaking of you Grant, I did appreciate all the Bridget Jones soundtrack. Yeah, you like it because there's Gabrielle for Out of Reach. It's Raining Men by Jerry Halliwell. So
Yeah, I think we have to redefine what we mean by a good movie soundtrack. Anyway, the person who sang About a Boy was Badly Drawn Boy, and if
oh,
you guys
okay.
haven't checked out any of Badly Drawn Boy's work, I highly recommend it. He's a
Damon
great
Go.
artist. He's a great artist from Manchester, and he was around he was never as big as the likes of Oasis or James or the Charlatans or Shed 7 or anybody like that, but his music is of that genre. So yeah, get on that, Badly Drawn Boy. And then my last one, Crooks, I'm not sure if you're going to laugh at me, and I wouldn't hate you if you did, to be honest with you. Is Cocktail.
Cocktail, whoa, love it. No. That's good. It's with
With
Tom
Tom
Cruise
Cruise, right? Yeah,
and
Tom Cruise,
Elizabeth Shue.
Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Kokomo.
Kokomo, but not just Kokomo. There's some really great songs on there as well. And another one that's just come to me. Why didn't I think of this before? Romeo and Juliet.
Oh yeah.
Romeo and Juliet. Oh,
The Leo and Claire Danes, right?
yeah.
With the
And
Cardigans.
with the Cardigans, but it's not the Cardigans one. There's a track on towards the latter part. Oh, I've got to get this. There is. Is it Missing You?
Oh,
No, it's not Missing You. Hang on. I've got to check this out because.
Oops. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. Missing You.
I don't think it is.
Oh, speaking of Missing You, another great soundtrack from a recent 2013 movie that's going to be from Warm Bodies. They are playing Missing You by John Waits, and then they have the Nationals, the Black Keys, one of the best. It's Nicholas Hoult as well with Tessa Thompson. Oh, not Tessa Thompson. Is it Tessa Thompson? Is it? Yeah, I think it's Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, now you look. Oh my! You look at that song list from.
Oh no, not Tessa Thompson. Tessa. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's some brilliant. Crush by Garbage is a great song. Loveful.
Is it Shirley Manson?
That's no. Oh yeah, Shirley Manson. But the song I was talking about was by an artist called Desiree.
Desiree.
Kissing You.
Oh, Kissing You. I've heard of it. Yeah.
Forgotten about that. I was really into that.
Oh my God, that was like really romantic. I think one of my aunts or older pinsans or cousins were like in the 90s they would have that one on their JS prom on their promenade. So it's like they're formal here in the Philippines. We have this formal every time you graduate or you move up to high school. So it was big back then.
I'd forgotten. I bought that album. I loved it. I loved that album. There it is. There is my all-time favorite movie soundtrack. I completely forgotten about it. I'm disgusted with myself. I am disgusted with myself.
That's okay. It's Baz Luhrmann, right?
Baz Luhrmann. The film itself is fantastic. The film itself is a great piece of work, and then the album just everything works on it. And there's also
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, yeah. There's Moulin Rouge was a good soundtrack as well, yeah.
Yes,
and then quickly talking about Romeo and Juliet, if you guys can stream it, the National Theatre in the UK have done like a filmed version of a stage play of Romeo and Juliet, and it's brilliant, and it's won a shed load of awards. But yeah, if you can stream that, get a load of that. DM has replied to your comment about junior and senior high prom night.
Yeah, yes. And here in the Philippines, it's not complete without a David Pomeranz song. So it's gonna be, they
Okay.
call it the sweet part, and everyone was like slow dancing and all. I was like cringing, but yeah, that's how proms here. And speaking of prom, they usually use, if you're gonna listen to one of the, well, famous prom songs here in the Philippines, and then one of the best soundtrack that I've heard that is perfect for prom is going to be, oh, that's Gemini by Sponge Cola. So they did a Romeo and Juliet here in the Philippines. They made this local band called Sponge Cola made a music video about Romeo and Juliet, and they used Gemini as a song. So you should listen to that, Paul. It's one of the best, well, prom songs
Okay.
ever.
Okay. I'll check. I'll check it out. So just to, I know we always kind of find our way back to this, but just to go back to my age, right? Um, I never had a prom. I was too old.
Oh,
They didn't. They didn't do them when I was leaving school. They didn't do them.
oh, so,
Bonner's come in. Bonner. It's a good shout. That Top Gun was a good
yeah,
soundtrack, and Kenny Loggins
kind of.
was brilliant. Was brilliant.
How
And then
how about Love Story? Love
what's love
Story with
story?
Ali McGraw. Ali McGraw.
Oh,
Uh, never.
yeah.
You know,
What was his name? The guy. Yeah, that was one of my mum's favorite films. That's proper old. That is. Was it Ryan Neal?
Ryan Neal. Yeah. It was.
Oh, I pulled that one out the
Yeah.
bag. Get in. Get in.
Ali McGraw. Yeah.
Ryan Neal. Yeah.
Ryan O'Neal. Yeah. Ryan O'Neal, who
Ryan
is.
O'Neill. Ryan O'Neill. Ryan O'Neill. Cool.
Um, was-
DM is agreeing with you in terms of, I think, the song choices you were talking about for this proms. And then Ryan O'Neill. Yeah, Bonner, we got it. We got it. Ryan O'Neill. Ryan O'Neill, man.
yeah.
I'm
One of
too
the
old.
best. And my boss earlier mentioned that he liked the soundtrack for The Last of Mohicans and Braveheart. Kind of.
Yeah, I remember I remember the Last of the Mohicans and Braveheart in
Yeah.
terms of their soundtracks. But I think sometimes you have to be careful, right? So, like you were talking about, sometimes a soundtrack will make a movie, and other
Yeah.
times a movie will make like a soundtrack, and sometimes the memories get a little bit confusing and a little bit
It
foggy,
is. It is.
right?
It
You know what
is.
I mean? You go when you go watch back and you go, yeah, I don't remember that to be as good as I thought it was when I was growing up, right?
Yeah, it
Um,
was. Especially if
yeah.
you're gonna watch. Well, I did watch. Um, Labyrinth with. Right now, I was like the David Bowie simping on Jennifer Connelly in the 80s. I was like, it was weird, but of course you get distracted about David Bowie's costume, but the soundtrack, though, as the world falls down, it was good. And when he was singing about the kid, it was like, it was fun when you are younger, but when you grow up, it's like kind of creepy. But that's David Bowie. Can't go
Yeah,
wrong with Bowie.
no, you're right. I love a bit of Bowie. Okay, so I don't think Jet's going to be able to join us, right? I think
Yeah.
he must be having some technical challenges, which means we've got two things, Cricks, right? So the first thing is we're going to announce the winner of the. Oh, I put the book. Hang on, I put the book down. Hang on.
No worries.
I thought I'd left it by my laptop, and obviously I was sadly mistaken. So last week we posted a question, and the question was posed by Jet, and Jet's
Yes.
question was: in which comic was the phrase "I think you're dumber
Then Clark.
than Clark"? Right?
Yeah.
And we had a couple of entries. We had a couple that were incorrect, and then we did have a couple that were correct. We won't shine the light on who's were incorrect. That's not fair. But we did draw. We made a draw before we went online today, and we've chosen a winner. So, Crix, why don't you say who is the proud winner of this unopened Joker War Saga book?
Yeah, congratulations to John Dunson Arca. He got it right. Yes, it was Batman versus Spawn. I have to verify that. Yes, congratulations, John. And we'll send you a message later.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, John. We'll Crix will reach out to you and we'll get the book sent to you. Hopefully before Sunday, so you've got some good reading material over the weekend. So,
Yeah.
Crix, as it's only you here, you now have the joy of recommending the topic of next
Okay.
week. And I have to be frank with you. I am so pleased that when I mentioned the Arrow universe, you both told me to shut up. I was very pleased about that because I think we'd have done it in like a couple of minutes. Anyway, what do you want to talk about next week?
Oh, I'm quite blank right now, but how well we can't talk about theater or theatrics. We're done with music, movies.
I
That's
tell
intertwined. How
I
about
tell you
the
what,
Sandman?
you read my mind. You read my mind.
Yeah.
So there's the second part of the audiobook has come out. There's
Mm-hmm.
also a Netflix TV series about the Sandman as
Yes,
well,
I
right?
did tag you last weekend. I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I
ah,
saw,
tag.
I saw, I saw. I thought that was brilliant, and I love the casting that they've got for that. I think the casting is bang on, and it's strange, isn't it? How kind of things all of a sudden get a lot of momentum, and Sandman. We've spoken about Sandman for quite a long time on this
Yes,
live stream before, and all of a sudden it's everywhere. There's the audiobook, there's the Netflix TV series, and there's something else as well. Is there a film or something? There's something else coming out as well, I think. But we'll have to
I'm
check that.
not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about Sandman because it's gonna be released, well, by Netflix. I do have some expectations. What are what will be our expectations from that? What will be our theories on what will happen? And of course, excuse me, I have to backtrack myself with the audiobook because Kat Dennings is voicing Death. I was like, oh my god, Kat Dennings. I'm a big fan, so yeah,
I
we will
know.
have that talk. Yeah.
So I'm currently I've got it on audio. So hey Marvs. Marv says he's late. Don't worry, Marvs. We're coming to a close, mate. But thank you very much for joining.
Thank you,
Um,
Marvs.
Sandman next week, Marvs. So if you've got any questions about Sandman or you got anything about to discuss, or even if you want to join the show, mate, let us know. We'll happily have any Sandman or Neil Gaiman fans on the show next week.
Yes,
Um,
hopefully.
so I've got the Sandman Part 2 on Audible.
Uh-huh.
I'm currently listening to, it's quite a bizarre audiobook, but I recommend it. It takes
Mm-hmm.
some getting into, is Lincoln in the Bardo. Um, Listen to that. It's a bit strange. Right? It's a bit
Um,
strange.
I'm gonna listen to it. Yeah.
Listen to it. It's a well-known book actually. The guy that plays Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreations, Nick, I forget his
Oh,
surname.
the meme.
The meme. So he's actually bought the rights to the film of that book.
Oh,
And
okay.
if he makes it into a film, it'll be something substantial, to be honest with you. Anyway, we digress. So we've done our movies, we've done our soundtracks. Next week, Neil Gaiman's Sandman. We
Sandman.
will we will focus purely on Sandman, as although Neil Gaiman's universe is, you just want to sometimes dive in, and it's like a warm blanket sometimes, right?
Yes.
Where you just want to dive in and cover. So, but we'll focus on Sandman, and I think as well, because he's in the same universe, we can possibly talk a little bit about Lucifer.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I've seen the trailer. I think they're bringing in Eve, or that was I don't know. I don't. At that point already. So yeah,
yeah, I think
Lucifer.
I think we I think we can do a bit of a Sandman and Lucifer and yeah, what's that?
We can also talk about our castings, who you prefer or who you thought will be a great about that. But I think the one that when they showed the face of Dream, I was like, oh my god, it's so spot on. Look at the cheek. Well,
It's Robert's.
well, I don't know. It's perfect. I
Stop,
don't know.
stop, because we're going to ruin the show for next week. But for those guys that don't know, Dreams, the inspiration for Dream was Robert Smith, the lead singer from The Cure.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Bonner's asking a question here. Does the soundtrack to Bohemian
Yes,
Rhapsody count? Yeah,
it
we'll
was
give you that,
good.
Bonner.
Yeah,
We'll give you
love
that.
it.
We'll
Yeah,
give you that.
I've watched it at Green Hills, and after the show stopped, I was like singing singing the soundtrack after, so that's good.
Same Same with Yesterday, right? Yesterday when that came out a couple of years ago. There's some really nice Beatles tracks that were included on Yesterday. I thought
Oh
that was good.
yes,
And the same with
yeah,
Rocket Man, Elton John.
Rocket
I,
Man, yeah.
I hadn't heard Tiny Dancer until they released it along with the film, because the actor that plays Elton John in the film can actually sing, and he
Yes,
did
it's Taron Egerton.
yeah, who's Welsh,
Eggsy.
who's Welsh.
Oh, he is Welsh.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Welsh. And he did a duet with Elton John before the film came out, and it was Tiny Dancer. So look out for that.
How
Here's
about
my
Across the Universe? Have you watched it, Across the Universe?
no. Should I watch that?
It's a good movie if you like the Beatles. So it
Oh, okay.
stars. Yeah, if you like the Beatles, you should watch it because the soundtrack there is good.
Okay,
I
cool.
discovered Tiny Dancer from the movie Almost Famous. Oh, Almost Famous! How come we missed that?
We've missed a lot now. I think this.
Yes, we did.
This topic deserves not a reboot, but I think we should go back and look at this again,
Yes,
because there's
we
a
should.
lot. I feel we've missed a lot of films. Almost Famous is a good shout.
It is. Maybe we can do genres. For
I
example,
think you're right. Yeah,
yeah.
I think genres, and
Yeah.
also Inception.
Oh
Inception as
yeah.
a soundtrack. Hans Himmler. Whoa, what a guy! Anyway,
What
we're
are
gonna go off.
well, yeah,
We're gonna go off.
yeah,
All right. So, Crix, you'll take care of this, and I'll send it
yeah,
to either John or you, and we'll get that sorted out. So that's
yeah.
perfect. Next week we're going to do Neil Gaiman, The Sandman. Please, if
Hmm.
is anybody out there that does want to join us or have any questions for that topic, feel free to reach out either to Crix or to myself via the Podcast Coach Facebook or LinkedIn page, and yeah, we'll happily have you on. This is a
Yes,
we like to say this. We like to say this is a safe space, Crix, right? Although sometimes
yes,
we're
it
not sure.
is.
We're not sure, but
We talk about serial killer stuff, but yeah, I have to avoid that when you are or when we have a guest. I don't want to freak them out, but it's Halloween, so please. Oh, it's gonna be Halloween next month, so yeah.
oh, we
We're
should
gonna
do a Halloween one. We should do a
yeah, we
Halloween
should
special,
definitely
right?
do that.
We should do a
Yes,
Halloween
okay,
special. All right, I'll leave
nice,
that.
nice.
Crix, I'm leaving that for you to come up with. All right.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
very ready.
All right, guys. Thank you again so much for all the support and all the just the support and the thumbs up that we get. We do this because, well, we like to talk about what we like to talk about, but it's very encouraging to see there's also an audience out there, and just the fact that we get people coming back every week and the same people, it does mean so much to us. I love our Geekish Khan family.
Yeah,
It
a
is the
family.
highlight. It's the highlight of my week. So please stay in
Same.
touch. Get in touch. Any questions you want to ask us. So we're doing Neil Gaiman Sandman next week. We'll see if we can see if I can get hold of a giveaway or something between now and next week. I've got to go shopping this weekend anyway. So yeah,
Wow.
I've got to go shopping. So I'll see if I can nip into Fully Booked and see what they've got from an
Yeah.
ideally Sandman. But if it's a Neil Gaiman thing, then I'll get that as well.
Same.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Crix, thank you so much. Audience, thank you so really. Thank you so much for all the
Thank
support.
you,
Take
guys.
care. Have a great Wednesday and have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Thanks.
Bye.